Teen Mom 2 fans, welcome back to Afterbuzz TV for the finale discussion reunion part 2. We're going to be discussing all about Leah and Kailyn's relationship standards, maybe, Barb and Nathan's newfound friendship, and what Jenelle thought of everything that happened with her storyline this season. We're going to be talking all about it in just a second.
You're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
We made it.
We made it. The reunion that we kept thinking was the last reunion. It's finally the last reunion.
Yes. Great job. And I came in like halfway through it. So.
And we weren't here last week. The BMAs pushed us a week for this. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us all season long and for being here with us tonight. But I am not alone. Who is with me?
Hi guys, I'm Heather Geisler.
And I, of course, am Briana Phipps. We're going to discuss, everything that happened during this reunion. I know that we kind of have a little more of the Javi and Kailyn thing, which we've already discussed. But we'll be discussing also Leah's whole discussion on what's going on with Allie, and her new boyfriend, which we know now is her boyfriend, but at the time doesn't seem like it. We're also going to be talking about Chelsea and Jenelle. So we're going to get to all of that. We also have some great news and gossip. And, of course, our Gold Star moment of the week, so you're not going to want to tune away. Before all of that, though, what was your thoughts on the episode?
Well, I am happy that we got our reunion part 2. I felt like it was a pretty solid episode. I don't think there were really any surprises, but overall, pretty good episode. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I liked the majority of it. I was definitely interested in his discussion with Jenelle and how that was going to go. We discussed that in our predictions about how we thought that was going to go. And unfortunately, it went the way we thought it was going to go. Yeah. But I was a little sad that for Leah and Chelsea especially, we got I felt 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was really rushed. And I think that's because we had a full episode of that one fight with Kailyn and Briana. So
we had our first reunion with Kailyn, Briana, and Javi, but then they brought it all back again to do again for the second part of the reunion. And they even brought Kailyn in for Leah's part of the reunion. So I felt like they just didn't really get any time or any attention for what happened with them. Like
they didn't really focus on the specific girls, kind of like a lot of different pairings and combinations and kind of a little bit of facts about each one rather than a lot of in-depth conversation with the girls.
It feels sad for it to be, you guys had good seasons, so we're barely going to talk to you. I wanted them to kind of be like, what's going on now? What are you excited to see for the future? I don't know, just have at least give them 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was watching the cursor for Chelsea's, and I think she only got literally 4 minutes. And I was like, and half of that is them showing,
the past clips and everything.
Let's watch your season. So that was a little disheartening for me. But other than that, I thought that it was a good reunion. We saw Dr. Drew for most of it. And, I'm blanking.
I don't know why I want to call her Nina, but that's not right.
I'm blanking. If in the chat, you guys, sorry guys, it's been a long day for us there. So if you can remember her name in the chat.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's so bad.
Please let us know. But yeah, she was there and then she left again. I'm very confused as to why. If it's not for the purpose of that she's taking over, I don't understand why she's there, because she's also barely there.
I just thought it was editing purposes. Maybe they filmed, for instance, she wasn't there for David and Barbara. So I felt like maybe they had filmed Nathan and Barbara. Yeah. I felt like maybe she wasn't there when they had filmed that originally. And maybe that's just where they wanted to place that piece. So then they're like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It all felt very it just felt so weird to have Dr. Drew keep being like, and she's not here again. So she's taking a little break. But we'll see if she's actually taking over for Dr. Drew next week.
Nessa, thank you, live chatters. Also, I want to shout out Coffee Time. She says, at least we hope, or he or she, at least we hope this is the last reunion, ... So they share our same sentiments.
It's not that we still love this. Yes. Well, we still love the show. It's just, it just felt like they were really dragging it out.
Yeah.
They couldn't just let it end.
Right.
So, but let's get right into it. So we started off with Leah and her storyline. She talked about Allie and about Gracie and therapy and about Jeremy, of course. And that was all very quick and kind of just stuff we'd already knew, I felt like. And then we rushed into with her and Kailyn, and we got to talk about what their standards were for a boyfriend moving forward.
Which Kail admitted, like, these are kind of like low standards, like have a job, have your own car, have a house.
There was some low standards, but then she's like, he has to be over 6 feet tall.
Right.
I'm like,
so then that didn't really like lump in with that, but
well, I'm like, why? Because Javi's not.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that they have a really good friendship and that they hang out, and that Kail said they just don't film them. So I thought that was cool. What do you think
of the fact that she's calling them out for not showing the parts of them?
The good parts, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what we want more of. And we've talked about that before, how we really want to see the good parts about all of this rather than all the negativity and the drama that comes along with.
I think I don't mind the drama when it's natural drama, but when it's like Jenelle drama, which is something that is so horrendous to me, I don't feel like it's benefiting anybody to film that and to show it. It's just giving her money, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah, because I really liked seeing Kail and Leah on their vacation in Hawaii. So I think that would be cool if they showed more interaction between the moms that do get together on the show, because it's their show and they started.
And they do that on Team Emoji with Caitlin and Amber and Macy. So why not?
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that for sure.
Well, we got the little bit of Leah. At the time, he was just a friend. Now we know he is her boyfriend, but she kind of talked a little bit about him without talking about him. She just said that he was older. He was 39 years old, and he owned a few businesses.
Yeah.
And Kail approved.
Right. And Dr. Drew's like, based on the photo, now you approve? I thought it was funny that she kind of fibbed at first about his age. Like,
he's
she was
35. That's not that much older. I mean, he's a little older than 35.
I thought that was really cute, and she seems happy.
But it is a thing. Like, I'm glad that they brought that to light, that as you're an adult, as you get older, age becomes less of a thing. Like, when you think about it in terms that she's 26 and he's 39, so that's what, 13 years? So if you're thinking it like a 13 to 26-year-old, because that, I believe, is 13 years, that sounds creepy. But like as you get older, it does become less weird and less creepy. And considering that she has kids,
I was just going to say that, and that she's a great mom, and I really liked that that Dr. Drew said that he was really touched by that moment, saying that she was such a great mom. I think she's more than mature to date a 39-year-old.
And she's definitely dated less mature people. So, and like Dr. Drew said, and like you just mentioned, she's doing so good, and I'm glad that people are like giving her recognition for that, considering the years that she had where she was doing not very well. Yeah,
I'd like to see her in a new relationship, and
maybe we'll get to see
I know maybe we'll be in the show.
But moving on, then we get the whole Javi Kailyn's little skit. I'm gonna call it a skit.
Yeah.
Where they talk about hooking up. And they talked a little bit to Javi on his own about being a sex addict. He didn't say no.
Javi, I feel like, just doesn't speak. Like, he's coy. He just kind of like, I don't know. Or like he wants to maybe put the blame on other people. And I wish he would elaborate more on his thoughts. Like, even Nessa tried to probe him a little bit and like, well, what do you think about this? Because like, for instance, when they were talking about the engagement, and I just felt like he was going around like, oh, I didn't really propose to her, or I don't remember. And I wish he could be more real and say what he actually thinks. And like, does he really think that he doesn't want to be alone, or does he have these problems?
I feel like the time that he spoke up the most was when Kailyn was skirting around when they hooked up.
Yes.
And he was like, it was here. This is what day it was. This is what was said. And then I was like, oh.
That's so true. And they both looked at each other. Totally.
Were you surprised that it was within the past 6 months, knowing now that we know that not soon after this reunion was when he announced the pregnancy of his current girlfriend?
I don't know if anything surprises me with Javi, but I almost felt like Kail was relishing in it a little bit. She had her smirky smile, and maybe she didn't want to be the one to admit it. And
I think Kailyn gets, I think she gets a little bit of joy out of like, it's that like, I can get him whenever I want to get him.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, because Javi's like, she said, just come upstairs, and she didn't have anything to say about that because she knew that she did it. Yeah. That's
So do we
Kail
think that
for
he
you.
was
That's Kail
with his current girlfriend when they hooked up?
It sounds like it.
I wonder if she was aware of that before this aired.
Yeah, gosh, I don't know. And then it sounds like in terms of Briana, because they're like, well, I don't think she knew about it. I'm like, is that gonna start a whole nother chain of drama?
Hopefully not. I'm so done with the Briana, Kailyn, Javi stuff. Like, just let it go.
Yeah.
Just move on. I'm done with it. Just like I would hope that they were, but.
Yeah. I don't know if it can ever be resolved.
I did find it interesting that he did own up to saying, I don't like going through life without a significant other.
Yeah.
Because I think that is something that's been very apparent. Like, he's jumped into, it's not like little flings, it's relationships and marriage very quickly to a lot of different girls. So he didn't seem like ashamed of it at all, which I don't know if he should or not. But
right. I agreed with Kailyn when she was saying, you've never really taken the time to be alone and figure out who you are. And I think that is important. He does just apparently jump into, new relationships. And this one was with the girl who was willing to move to Delaware. So it's kind of like he had her already in line and like, waiting.
It's like, if it doesn't work out with Briana, like, I'll go back to her. Because he was dating her before Briana as well. Like, I think she was the in-between between Kailyn and Briana. It's interesting because I feel that often when you talk about people that are jumping from relationship to relationship, it often gets talked about in women.
Yeah.
And so it is, I find it interesting to see like that it's being brought up that men also do this. It's maybe just not as publicized. Yeah,
you're right. I do feel like a little soft for that aspect when it comes to him, because I'm like, oh, if he is just, sad and lonely and, it's relatable, like wanting to find your companion or your partner, and that's what he's searching for. So in that way, I do feel like that's very relatable.
Yeah. Well, and if you are searching for us, we have a way that you can do that. So it may not be in the way Javi's searching for someone, but Heather will tell you all about it.
Yes, all you AfterBuzzers. Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. We have drama, reality TV, sci-fi, and many more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. And by subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, you don't have to be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out all of our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know that you did so in the comments, and we will thank you on air. But for now, thank you for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Do we have anyone in our chat chatting along with us? We really love having you guys, and like we said, it adds so much to our discussion, and subscribing really does help us out. So
yes. Thank you to everybody who is watching right now, and to our live chatters. We have The Boss, Coffee Time, and The Boss was actually the one who gave us Nessa's name. But continue to chat with us and let us know what you think.
Yay! You really are the best fans. We really do love having you with us. So moving on, Chelsea, someone who didn't really get a lot of time, kind of just talked about what we'd already talked about with her about Adam. We learned a little more that Adam's still not showing up for his visits. Like, he's able to. He has to go to the center, but he's just not doing it, which is really sad to hear. Because it's sad when you're trying to give someone every tool you can to make, because she could very easily just cut Aubree off from him. And I don't know if I would even argue that it would be worse for Aubree, because she has Cole now. She doesn't really need Adam as from that dad figure. Yeah. But it's nice that Chelsea still is trying to let him be that. And he just isn't doing it.
Yeah, when she said that he can go visit her for lunch, I thought that was a really good, maybe he doesn't want to go to the visitation center and it's very formal, but like taking your daughter lunch or something that seems like a very normal, parent thing to do. And I think that could be a really good, time for him to have with his daughter.
I just don't know if he'll even do that.
Right, exactly, because Chelsea said that he's maybe done it once. I just don't think he...
Because even when he had the opportunity to see her at his parents' house, he
Right.
rarely took it up for that.
Right.
It's just sad that he doesn't want to be in her life.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, does he just not want to be her father? Does he not care enough? I mean, he doesn't see Paisley.
It's been so hard to read him over the years because when she was first born, he was so much like, I don't care about her. Like, you can have custody. Like, he just was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of changed
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to be involved more. But I don't know if it's him trying to make himself want to be involved and he just doesn't want to be. Like, I don't know if it's that or maybe it is that since he is on drugs and everything that he doesn't want her to see him like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I've just seen so much negative from him over the years that it's hard for me to.
I think it has a lot to do with drugs. I mean, your state of mind is altered. I highly doubt that you want to try and be the best father that you can be. He's probably depressed and he's gone so long with being kind of a poor father figure. I mean, I'm sure he's aware of it and maybe feels guilty about it and then can't even attempt to be a good father after all of that. And I do think it is so great that Aubree has Cole. And when Chelsea said she's happy that she has Cole as well, but she knows that at some point Aubree, it might come back up for Aubree because right now she's not asking questions. But yeah, when she's maybe a teenager or an adult, she might have questions about her father and like, why wasn't my biological dad there? And that's where I think is
also now with her having her second baby, both by Cole. So then it's like Aubree's the only child that has a different father.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope that, he starts showing up because I think it's important for her. But I do think that if he decides not to, at least she does have Cole there.
Yeah, yeah. And she's still young enough that I do feel like Adam could easily step in and...
But she's getting to the age where it's not like she's going to be... She either is 8 or she's going to be 8. So it's starting to get to an age where she's going to be more, if she hasn't already, realize how much he's not there and remember it.
Yeah, that's very true.
All we can do is hope the best for that. But that's all we really got with Chelsea.
Yeah.
I was a little sad because I wanted her to go off on the fact because we did see that she was Skyped in. So Dr. Drew went to Wilmington to film with Jenelle, and then they Skyped Chelsea into Wilmington. So they couldn't even do her the courtesy of having him go to her.
Right. Yeah. And then we only got a little peek at Aubree, which was so cute. Yeah. I love that moment that she's just so excited to be a big sister again. And yeah, I think I love that. Yeah, we need more of them. But
moving on to the other people that made it to the reunion that were not on the show, Barb and Nathan. And they kind of talked about it. They are teaming up and they are doing it for the kids. And they kind of expressed that Jenelle brings out the worst in everybody. Because the cameras, obviously they don't show everything. They were really like laying it on that. What you saw was because of Jenelle being a prodder, and that brought this out of me, which I don't know if it's a fair excuse because you still have a choice.
Right, exactly. I kind of feel like it. I don't know why this analogy just popped into my mind, but like, like mixing two like chemicals or potions together or whatever, they have a certain reaction. Like it's not just one affecting the other. They're both affecting each other. I think that they bring the worst out in each other with Nathan and Jenelle, and then Jenelle and her mom.
I mean, obviously we know Nathan has had charges against him on more than just Jenelle.
Right.
I don't know if it's his current girlfriend or if it was like someone that was in between. I can't remember. but he had abuse charges on her as well, and Barbara has had issues with her other kids as well. So obviously it's not just Jenelle.
Right.
But Jenelle maybe does create a heightened amount of drama.
I can see that, definitely. Yeah.
But they were just talking about how they really aren't okay with the kids being there and how they want to get them out of there. And
I'd like to see some action for sure.
And I do have some news in our news and gossip section about Jenelle and Geisler and Nathan. So we'll get to that. So stay tuned.
I liked seeing them talking together and the relationship that they've had. It creates somewhat more positivity in that storyline. She said that they're, essentially family, which they kind of are. And Barbara loves Geisler and, really wants to protect him. So I think that's the most important thing. And I like seeing that they're, being proactive about it.
Yeah, I am glad that they are at least being friendly with each other now, because it's important. No matter if you're with her daughter or not, it's important for you to have a relationship, especially since Jace and Geisler are brothers, and she has Jace most of the time. So I'm glad that they have been able to let the past go and become friends.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was interesting that they were talking about David's parents and where they were, and that
they're not his dad. That's the thing, is I don't know if his dad's in the picture, because they never mention his dad ever. They always just mention his mom.
Right. And it seemed like they didn't really have an answer for that.
Well, the thing that stood out to me though was Barb saying that he has brainwashed and manipulated his mom just as he does Jenelle, and that she will cry.
Yeah.
He can just say something and make her cry, which ugh.
I know, it sounds like just he's an infection and
and it's Drew just
scary.
trying to be can you get her to,
right,
kind of help you guys, and they're both just adamant about no. It made it sound to me like there's no hope for her. She's so brainwashed that there's no way she's ever going to turn against him.
Which is sad, because that could be another person to really, back everything up and help the kids, because they're not in a safe environment. We've seen that many times.
Yeah. Well, moving on to Jenelle and talking about this safe environment. Yeah. It was so creepy to me to listen to this interview with her. I couldn't even begin to wrap my head around the things that she was saying.
Yeah.
Because first she's just backing David, talking about how he doesn't like, what this has done to him, and the show has really ruined his reputation. And then she goes into the LGBT comment that he made, and her saying that he does not hate people like that, but that if his kids were to be gay, that he would love them and adore them, but not be okay with their lifestyle, not support it. I don't feel like that's a hypocritical statement. That doesn't go hand in hand. You can't adore and love someone, but yet not agree with their lifestyle.
Because I don't believe that Jenelle understands what she's even saying, or even David's actual views on anything. Maybe she thinks that he does accept everyone and just oh, these are just his viewpoints. I don't think Jenelle grasps the situation.
And then just to write it off oh, well, that's how he was raised.
Right.
So if someone is beaten every day of their life when they were raised, is it okay for them to then go and beat somebody else?
Right.
And I think Dr. Drew was trying to get her to think in that way.
Exactly.
And she just nothing.
No, she had nothing to say. And she said David doesn't walk around saying hateful things or I hate gays. She said he just tweeted it. I was well
when she's like his
out
kids,
to the world.
She's like, his kids he doesn't say that to his kids. He just tweeted, it was well, his kids are going to grow up one day and be able to watch this show.
Yeah.
Or be able to read the tabloids and see what their father has said.
And I don't believe that he wouldn't say hurtful things to his kids.
And I'm sure he says things in the house and they overhear
it. Absolutely.
I was just baffled. I'm I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm laughing because it's just so ridiculous that she's just the amount of brainwashing that that I thought it looked like happened.
Yeah, she probably doesn't have a voice at all in this relationship. And it was very
even talking about the gun.
Yeah.
About how she carries a gun around because she doesn't feel safe without David near her. What happens in your day-to-day life that you need a gun to feel safe? Like, I doubt that anything big enough to need. Like, you don't need that gun every day.
No. Yeah, and I felt like almost, who is this Jenelle? Like, who is this person? Like, I don't ever remember her really being scared of leaving her hometown or leaving David's side.
No,
you know,
she's been scared of, like, it always goes back and forth between her of like being in love and then being scared of her significant other.
Mm-hmm.
She's like very much the person that's like, I'm a very strong woman and I'm gonna defend myself, like she did with the guy that cut her off, but then at the same time being the most weak person almost in the way she speaks about how she can't be without these other people.
Yeah. Also, I was wondering about, she was getting so emotional, talking about how the car accident almost hurt her son, or I don't know if I believe that was that.
Tears.
Yeah, like, well, I don't believe that was the real motivation behind that road rage.
No,
I just
angry.
feel like she just has this.
What Dr. Drew said was like nail on the head. Like, you took it personally. You took that he did this to me personally.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it was about my son. I was like, if it was about your son, you would never have followed him.
Exactly.
And then to admit that she lied up to Jace, like, that she didn't want. It was filmed. So, like, her whole excuse of, like, I didn't want
to get arrested.
Like, it was filmed.
She doesn't think clearly or properly at all, obviously.
And to say, like, when he's pointing out to her, like, having a weapon available to you in the car to where your son can maybe grab it. And she's like, it wouldn't happen. Like, there was no,
I know.
Oh, I do these steps to ensure that, the gun's not either isn't loaded or that the safety, like, whatever, like, even if that would be okay, which I'm not sure it would be, she just kind of wrote it off like, oh, that wouldn't happen.
Right. Like, oh, I have a permit. Yeah. Dr. Drew literally groaned when she was like, it wouldn't happen. Like, you don't have to worry about that.
Dr. Drew seems so over this entire
thing.
Like, he just like seemed like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to talk to this person.
Yeah. I mean, he said,
I feel like at first he wanted to, and then I feel like he was like, once he realized he wasn't really getting through to her, I think he was just like, there's no point.
Right, because he said this conversation is just going to go in circles when he was talking about the
LGBT.
Yeah, exactly. And Jenelle, what they cut to is just her like smiling and like kind of laughing it off. And you're right, it's just a very eerie segment. Like, I don't know,
it was like
she's
it was like watching someone in a cult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's such a good point. Yeah. Ugh. It's sad to watch.
Yeah.
And Dr. Drew is right. It's just going in circles with Jenelle. So, I don't know. And then he's like, maybe next time we can meet in New York or Los Angeles so I don't have to take so many flights.
Well, speaking of that, let's move on to our Gold Star Moment of the Week segment here. I wanted to move on to that just so if you guys know, if you haven't tuned into us before, this is a segment that we use to kind of heighten somebody that maybe we felt did really well, or sometimes just something that we really liked on the episode for the week, because there is sometimes a lot of negativity that surrounds the show. But I wanted to hit it off on that because Dr. Drew saying that was my Gold Star moment.
That was a good one.
His little like sly, well, maybe next time I won't have to take so many planes thing. I was like, oh, you saved Dr. Drew.
He's so like,
he was
passive
so
aggressive.
over it.
He was like that a lot of this reunion for sure. He had those like
he's been doing it for so long. I feel like there's some people he's just like, I know I'm not getting through this person. Because you don't see him like that with Leah, and you don't see him like that with Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I think that he kind of like knows who he can talk to and who he can't, and he's just over trying to talk to people he can't talk to. Which
is why maybe we think that Nessa is just going to take over, that Dr. Drew is just...
You guys have to let us know what you guys think in the comments, if you think he is going to be leaving the show or if you think he's going to stay. Who gets your Gold Star moment?
Well, when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I want to give it to everyone. It's the, the finale. But my favorite moment of this episode was definitely Aubree, when Chelsea pulled her in and was like, or Dr. Drew asked, "Are you excited to be a big sister?" And she was like, "Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited." I just thought that was pure joy. It's so cute. I love their family. They probably racked up the most stars this whole
Cole got an unlimited star. He doesn't. We don't give it to him anymore because he has a permanent one.
Yes. But I thought that was just so sweet, and I'm excited to see more of them.
Does anyone in our comments have a gold star to give you?
Let's see. We don't have any gold stars yet, so if you're watching, then let us know. They're currently talking about David and Jace and the gun situation. So that's always a hot topic for sure.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless you have anything else you'd like to add about the episode as a whole. No?
Nope. I'm excited to see them come back, hopefully with, bigger and better attitudes for, those ones that always gave us all that drama. Briana, Jenelle,
and we'll go a little
Kailyn,
more into what you're excited to see in the prediction segment. But before then, let's get into some news and gossip.
Afterbuzz TV News.
All right, so first up, Joe and V. So it had been reported that Joe and V had quit the show following Briana and Kail's big fight at the reunion. But a source has said that they renegotiated both of their contracts.
Whoa.
They told the Ashley Reality Roundup this, and they said the producers had to reassure Joe that there would be no more violence on the show or around his kids, but it looks like they will be returning now.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. We'll be seeing them.
Yes.
That's cool.
And then we had some scary stuff happen with Brianna's daughter Stella recently. On August 16th, she reported to US Weekly Stella was sick with a week prior to that with a fever of 104. And after her temperature stabilized, Brianna noticed that Stella was having trouble moving her left arm. And she thought maybe she had an accident at daycare. But she decided to be cautious, and she took Stella to the emergency room where they did an MRI, and it showed fluid in her joints.
Oh, gosh.
A nurse told her it's called septic arthritis. And the doctor said nobody really knows how one gets it. A simple bug bite or a scratch can open the flesh and bacteria can travel. But she had to undergo surgery. And she was under sedation for 4 hours. And Brianna just said she couldn't do anything but just wait.
Yeah.
But the procedure was a success, and she's recovering very well and very easily. But Brianna said, "I'm happy. I ended up trusting my gut and took her to the ER as the infection could have grown and entered her bloodstream. And she could have become extremely sick, and she could have possibly died."
Yeah.
So she said that she just wanted to make sure to tell parents to pay close attention. And if something doesn't look right, take your babies to get checked. I'm glad I did, and that my baby is safe and recovering.
Well, we're definitely happy for that too.
Yes.
That is very scary. I can't even imagine while she's in surgery how she must have been.
Yeah. Ugh. And it is such an important thing that if you do know something out of the order, like, it's better to be safe than sorry, because you never know.
Yeah, definitely trust your instincts on that
one. And then, as I promised, we were going to talk a little bit about the Jenelle, David, Geisler thing. It looks like Jenelle and David have been cleared of criminal wrongdoing in the investigation of Geisler. So,
wow.
They have been completely cleared of the charges, and Nathan, I guess, loses on that end.
Wow. So they still, what's their custody arrangement? I can't remember.
She has custody of Geisler, and he either gets every weekend or every other weekend.
Okay. So that doesn't change.
No.
Yeah.
Everything stays the same as of right now.
I wonder what the law is about, like if David wanted to file again, at a later time. Nathan? Or what. Yeah, sorry. Nathan. I keep saying David tonight. What Nathan would.
I'm sure there's like a certain amount of like time that has to pass. I don't know enough about law or about any of that to speak on it. But if any of you guys know in the chat or in or later, if you're watching this after the fact, put in our comments and let us know. It's just crazy to me that so many times they've been told that stuff is happening with Geisler, not just from Nathan, but also from Barb and other people. And it just keeps getting cleared. And I don't know what to think about that. I don't know if that's like, maybe they really aren't finding anything, or is this just they're not doing a thorough enough job?
Right. I just feel like you hear these stories where something bad happens and then they look back into the case and they realize that there were so many, so many signs or things, filed or, police sent out CPS. So hopefully, nothing happens and that this is maybe just a good wake up call for them. Like, I mean,
I really hope that nothing is happening just for the sake of Geisler, but it is weird that Geisler would verbally say that David hit him with a stick or that David hits him and bruises him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It like I said with the Jace thing, it's just everything surrounding this whole thing is just so sad.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for the benefit of the kids that it is being blown out of proportion, but I just don't know.
Definitely.
But also with Jenelle, so we had, as of right now, still I don't know that she is filming for Teen Mom, but there was a video that she posted on her Instagram story that we have. We're gonna pull it up in just a second, which may show her filming. I don't know if it's filming for Teen Mom or if it's filming for something else, but we have the video right here, so let's take a look. So it's definitely in her yard at her house, and there's camera crew there. So I don't know if that's her little way of letting people know I am filming, or if that's something else that's not related to Teen Mom.
Right. She kind of looked more dressed up and put together than she normally does when they film, I feel like. So I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because I still, to my knowledge, there's been no reports to confirm that she has now signed the contracts. If you guys have seen something else or differently from that, please let us know. But yeah, to me, I haven't seen anything else. And last bit of news, it's not really news, but I just wanted to add something nice. Chelsea had put this on her Instagram story a week or so ago, because we were gone last week, but it says throwback to 4 years ago. From the very first time we hung out, I already knew. That is a picture of her and Cole from their first date. I just wanted to end with something that was really cute and happy.
I love that. That is so cute. They still look exactly the same. And now they got some babies.
If you guys are listening via our podcast and are not watching both the photo and the video, they were only on Instagram stories, so unfortunately they are gone now from their stories, so you can't go back to find them. So the only way you can watch them is by watching our after show. So if you want to see them, check out our after show. We're on YouTube at AfterBuzz TV Reality.
You gotta go do it.
All right, really quickly, because we're about to wrap. Do you have just one quick prediction?
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I'll stay on the Chelsea train, and we'll see the baby, and I'm excited for that. Yep, their family. Yeah,
I think we'll see the baby, happiness with Chelsea, Leah. Unfortunately, I think we'll see some more drawbacks with Allie. I don't know about the others, what to expect or what not to expect. And I predict that we will see Mackenzie on Teen Mom too.
Yeah, that's a good prediction.
I think that she will take Janelle's spot. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I want to predict it because I just want Janelle off the show.
Yeah, I don't think Jenelle will come back.
All right. Yeah. Well, until next season, guys, that is it for us here on AfterBuzz TV. You can catch us, like I said, on the reality channel. If you want to go back and watch the other episodes if you haven't seen them. If you want to just check in with us and see how we're doing, where can they find you, Heather?
Yes, I'm Heather Geisler. You can find me at 500 Days of Heather on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Bree, BRI_Phipps, PHIPPS on Instagram and Twitter. And we will see you all later.
Bye, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.